Good morning, everyone. It's early. Yes, it's early, but I have crazy busy life, so I have to do it this early, especially with the homeschool of Chrissy. So I'm going to wait for Facebook to do its thing and check you're all here. Check that I'm in the right place. I use a fabulous program called Ecamm Live. You have to have an ebook, a MacBook for it. And oh, hello, say hello in the comments. So I can record all this, repurpose it, and all sorts of stuff. So I just want to check, but if you haven't clicked on the thing saying good morning, Tanya, saying I'm happy to interact with Ecamm Live, I can't see I can see the comments, but I can't see who it is. So I can see Tanya's up there. So I'm just going to pop to my, see, I don't know who that is. I can see I've been up since 5 a.m. So I have to go on here. So for the next one, Kelly's on. Next one, click on the thing to say you can interact with me. You did wake up. Get you. I was up so late last night. I mean, a lot of this course that I'm giving you today is part of something called Craftology, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So let me just get... Yeah, so I was really late. I've been working with Leona on the merch, if you haven't seen it. And I've had to get all that in. So I've been working with people to get all that in and get it sorted. But then she wanted her daughter to have her own merch as well. So I'm like, can't seem to log on. Could somebody... I'm live now. Margaret hold on. Yeah, so I was up all night setting up her shop. She's got her own little shop and everything, and she's made sales. I just love that. Young girl, little young entrepreneur. I'm just going to see if Margaret's waiting. No, there's nobody to come in. Just request to join. Let me just make sure I've given her the right. And then I'm going to crack on. This one is going to be a bit longer. Normally it's going to be about half an hour. And what you'll do is you can watch it at any time. I'm going to put posts through the group. And then I'm going to do She is amazing. Who's talking to me? Who's the not too early? Who is that? Tell me who that is. Who just wrote, Enna is amazing? If you tell me there, then I'll be able to see. No, I did give her the right thing. So, we are a small group. This is my first course like this. I used to coach. Well, no, it wasn't coach. It was mentoring. Although everyone would say it was coaching, but I call it mentoring. So I had a membership, which we closed in lockdown because it all just went too much. It's Daniela. There you go. Thank you. It saved me looking at my phone as well as my notes. So if I say who you are, pop it in. So I used to mentor in what we call the Imaginarium groups. We have subscriptions in Artisan. Artisan is... Well, I've got my notes. Let me do my introductions and hopefully Margaret can get in. I said she can't seem to log on. Right, let me let Sue in. Hopefully she'll do it. Hopefully she'll get in there. But I got to get on. So the beauty of this, what I was going to say to you is because my life went crazy, Christmas is massively busy for me because I sell with Robert Dias and all other places. So I drop ship and all wholesale and type things, which I'm going to teach you about, is crazy for me. And then we've got the website, and then I decided to be a presenter and do a MIB leader, which always is fab. I love it. And then the merch comes. So I didn't have time to really market this course. But then I thought, it doesn't matter. I'd marketed it in my groups, but not properly. Didn't go outside the groups. to market. That doesn't matter because I'm going to personalise this one and make sure you get all really good value. So I can actually get into your businesses a little bit like I used to mentor, which made me excited. So I'm going to tell you a bit about me, then I'm going to change the screen over and show you what Craftology is about. Some of the people that's in here would have seen this before, which I think is probably just Sue, maybe. But Sue, there's new stuff. There's new stuff coming. I'm going to drop in the link to this. So you don't need to make any notes, okay? So don't make notes. You'll get the whole of this Craftology. You'll get some videos of me talking. You'll get a PDF. I've written down what PDFs you're going to get. So you're going to get a PDF about DMOs. You're going to get a planner for February. You're going to get a business plan that you fill out and things on avatars and all sorts of stuff. So today you're going to get a lot of stuff. Don't let it overwhelm you because it's your business. You do it at your speed. Craftology started in January last year. And I haven't finished it. So Craftology will be my second book, and it will also be a program. So it'll be my highest price point basically. So it will be videos of me telling you stuff like this, but in a whole 12 modules. But that ain't going to get done for a while. So we're also going to get a task. Ask questions if you want to as well. All right. You're also going to get a task. These tasks are really easy for a prize. There's prizes every day. Today is my book, so if you've already got it, still do the task anyway, all right? Because I want you to do all the tasks. It's only going to be doing something in a story, which I'll finish at the end. Okay, so who am I for the people who don't know me? I think you all know me. I think there's a couple of people through MIB that probably don't know my background. So for the ones that do, bear with me. Be bored for a minute. So I am the owner of the Cuddlebed Company, which has a sister group called Sensory Rocks that I work with a lady called Dolly. We've had to shelf a lot of our plans because happy to re-gift the book. Boom, love it. Although it is the second edition. So it is the second edition. There is not a lot of changes. There's going to be a third to update the Twitter. But let me get back what I was saying. So Dolly, Sensory Rocks, Dolly and I do Sensory Rocks. We had our own page and stuff, but we had to stop that because of COVID, because it was in such early stages, and we got a lot of our products into, and the system that I use has got us in there, into places like Notts County. I have wrote some notes because my memory's crap, although I had my meds Thursday, so my brain is back, thank God. But I have made some notes where I am because I don't know. I think it's Notts County, Arsenal, Spurs. I think there's one more that we were in, and then we were talking to two others. So we've got some sensory like bean bags and big play mats and fiddle toys, and then we was working on my clothing range. So my clothing range is sensory stuff, and we just started that. So that had to go whenever it all shut down. It was a bit crap, wasn't it? Bit crap, but you know, I had my best ever year in 2020. So Cuddle Beds was started 5 years ago. Will be 6 years in this summer. And I used to... Can someone talk to Margaret? Has anyone got Margaret? Because I need to... I'm obviously live. Doesn't say where to join. Is she already in here? Oh, she's already in, that's why. Give me 1 second. You are already in the group, that's why. Margaret, you're going to watch this on the replay, but you're already in the group, lovely. Just search for it. If anyone can help her, would be great, because otherwise this is going to be very bitty in the replay. Let's see what he's saying. You had your best year, and that's you too. That's you again, isn't it, Danielle? Danielle. Are you Dan? Are you Danny or are you Danielle? I like to shorten names. You had your best year. That's amazing. It either, I think, When times get hard, you either really excel and you push yourself, or you give up, I think, and you let those negative fears and everything get into you. There's two ways of doing it. We all feel it. Don't get me wrong, we all feel it. We all get down. In the first lockdown, I wasn't great until I started doing thank you, Tanya, until I started doing the scrubs. It's like the same place as everyone else, but then you twist it and you learn from it, and this year is going to be even better. Oh, you remembered it? Do you? Oh, that's so cool. So I was a nurse. I was a psychiatric mental health nurse specialist. Looked after extremely affected children, severe mental health issues in the community. Loved it. Loved my job. Company car, really good money. Not that it was about money, but money helps, right? And had a really good life, really good social life, good team, brilliant. Going along, and looking back, there were signs that I was getting poorly, but I didn't know it. I just put it off, like tingling and stuff, and memory problems, all sorts, just little things that my numb fingers were going numb. The year before, and I was like, I think it was there. The signs were there, but I woke up one day, and I won't go into graphic detail, but it wasn't nice, and ended up having to give up my job. I was on the sofa for about a year trying to find out what was wrong with me. Or they were. I wasn't. It's just like pretty out of it. I had hallucinations in colour, so I could see colours would change colour in front of me. I lost all sense of time. I couldn't drive my car because I thought it was broken, and it wasn't. I just forgot how to drive. It was serious stuff. I was supposed to pick my kids up, and a few times I thought it was a different time. It's just like dementia almost. So I could be somewhere else at a different time and have no idea of what that time was, and not get to my kids, and they'd have to ring me, and I'm like, it's only 2:00. I've got 3 hours yet, and they're like, yeah, 6. Things like that. It was really scary, and at the same time, my youngest son was bullied so badly he ended up with a head injury in hospital. And my other son was diagnosed later after it might have been at the end or the beginning of the following year, but with autism. But we had a lot of issues with the school because he was a naughty boy. And he was diagnosed. But my background was, before mental health nursing, as I ran 2 autistic homes. I knew. So he didn't sleep. The whole family was completely not in a good place. I taught myself to sew on my mum's sewing machine. Sewed these pillowcases together that I'd seen on a green site, like on the like a vegan green health site on Facebook, and that's how my business took off. But I'm not going to go right over that because there's a lot to it, and we'd be here all day. So 2 years ago. Okay, no worries, Sue. You know all this anyway, it's just my introduction. So 2 years ago, I started Artisan, and obviously COVID stopped some of that too. But I have the, I have all the stuff there. So it hasn't gone away, and the whole point of what I want from this, these courses are going to be run monthly, is I want a website like Amazon. When I first started, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to take you with me and get me my charger. When I first started, I went to see a fabulous company. Just gonna take you down here. Get my charger. Who showed me this amazing website, because Artisan's very different. I know there's like Etsy and New Monday and Made Me and all these other ones. Got to sit this way now. But Artisan is different because you've got us. So yeah, you've got the selling platform, and we all know you've got to do the work on that. You've got to get the SEO right. Got to drop your links, but we help you. So we have a lot of sellers that have gone through the program and are now selling massively. I think one of our biggest sellers over Christmas has done all this. So I'm just going to get my notes now. So I've had to change position. Bear with me. As much as I know this, I still need my notes. Okay, so that's it. That's my introduction. I think this is why I stopped Etsy. It was rubbish. I think they charge you so much money, Daniela, Danny, whatever you tell me what I can call you. Yeah, I think we're not about the money. We've never been about the money. We've been about the support, and that's absolutely true. I'm a nurse background. I work with Holly Matthews actually, and she tells me off a little bit. It's like, you gotta stop giving. You've got to, the stuff that you want, and I think we do all need to give at some point. We do need to give to get back out into the universe and all that gratitude. And I'll talk a bit about that in a minute. But we do need to at some point make some money. So Cuddle Beds does. But I've doing this course to make a fantastic one. Let me just have a quick look back, make sure I haven't missed anything. Is Margaret in here now? I don't think she... Danny is good. Cool. Scary to hear. Oh, that's okay. Do you know what? At the time, it was the end of the world. I had to grieve my job. I worked bloody hard to get where I was. I was a sister grade. And it was awful. I lost my friends and all that sort of stuff. It was all the team. Everything just went because you can't turn up. You're here. You're here. Awesome. I can't see which is you. So when you say something, tell me who it is, because my phone is now over there and I can't look at everything. So I lost my friends, my social network. There's a couple of friends that are still with me, but when you don't turn up for, a couple of years, you do lose contacts, and that's fine. I did write the book, which is going to be the task today. And if you're interested on what I did, it's all in there anyway. But someone will win it. Right, let's crack on with Craftology. So today we are doing... Let me just share my screen. You gave it... I didn't know you was on Etsy. I might have known you was on Etsy, Sue. But I've forgotten. So, Sue, before you was here, I was just saying... Let me share the screen. Come on. Is it that one? Yes, awesome. Can you let me know if you can see this all right? Now, you should be able to see that. I've got you really, really tiny up there now so I can work on what we're doing. Now, Sue, you've already seen this, but there is extra bits that are coming into this. And I have to start at the beginning. So, Craftology is all about everything throughout your business. There is 12 modules and there's loads of it. So we're going to turn these into courses. There's a lot of stuff. This one is an overview of what I thought would be best. I'll come back to the comments in a moment. The overview is that what I thought would be best for you to have planned for your business, if that makes sense. So you can pick... I've picked little bits and put them in together. There will be other intense courses on individual things. Okay, so this module is about how to find your customers, your social media strategy, and I can't remember what I called it because I didn't write it down. But I will put a post in for you after. Like I said, you're going to get lots of things with this. Don't worry about having to get everything done. The only thing I want done today is your task, and it's a very small one. This is evergreen. You can read this at any time and you can always refer back to it. Do you know what? I use my book. When you make things like this, and Danny, I think you're going to do some training, aren't you? You repurpose it and you can use it for your own reference. I still do. I was talking to Margaret and I was picking up her book and referencing back to it because that's what it's for. So What I want from you is actually, I'll do that at the end. Let's go through social media strategy. So what you need to do for today is think about your strategy, fill in your business plan or whenever you want to do it. You're going to get your DMOs and PDFs. You're going to get a planner for content for February. And I want you to put your most popular social media platform link, because I'm going to review them. I'm going to live review, and this is the beauty of keeping it small actually, is I'm going to go through every page, your one page, whether it's Facebook where you do your most. Mine is Facebook. A lot of people have Instagram. It could be Twitter, although a lot of people shy away from Twitter, but we're going to get you to do it. And I'm going to review them through the week live. I want you to have a look at your avatars and all this sort of things, and that will be on your PDFs. So don't worry about, like I said, writing it down. So you do need a strategy. You are going to come up with a strategy by the end of this course. That's the bit that I'm not going to help you with. That's your work. So by the end of this course, you're going to have an absolutely crystal clear strategy, who your customers are, how you're going to sell to them, how you're going to find either drop shipping or wholesaling, because even if it's just selling in a shop, to me that's a wholesale or drop ship. Or if it's working with a funeral company. So I know, Danny, you do memory keepsakes. If you reach out and make contacts with them, there's a day on that this week. So this is what your ultimate goal will be. So you become an expert in your own field and the go-to person. Okay, so a lot of you would have done work on your branding. I'm going to get my phone because I want to check to see if you can see this all right. So even though you've got your logo and you know what you're doing with your colours and all that stuff, you need a slogan as well. So you need someone to relate to when they see your colours. Within this thing, I'm pretty sure Canva, who's the Canva addicts? I sure am. At the bottom here, yeah, there is one on Canva. So use that. I'm going to do a whole training on Canva, but go back up to where he was. So you need to get that right. You need to be really consistent in your branding, and there's some steps here that you can read about. And you need to know what your promise is. So what your promise to your customers, why they're going to benefit from buying your stuff. I'm really going to try not to swear because I usually say something else, but not stuff. Buy your stuff. What experience they get with you, and why you're consistent. And a brand's promise must be really simple and honest. So you can have a big brainstorm. Although they call it brain dump now. Remember, this is a year ago, so things might be a little different. The branding strategies won't be, but some of the timings might be. So here's your actions. You need to write down your customer's journey, why they buy from you, and why they say about their customer experience after they have bought from you. So tell me in the comments if you know who your customers are. Pick one product. If you've got a signature product or a bestseller, and I know we have probably quite a few that do lots of different products. I do. I've got a big range, but they're all in the same branding. All in the same... What's the right word? They're all the same range, okay? So I know Tanya is a multi-pod and she does lots of different things. But however, now I'm moving into merch and vision boards, which I'm collaborating with Margaret, who's in here, which I'll show you in a bit. They are different avatars. So you really need to knuckle that down. They're not other crafters, okay? I know a lot of us, and as we start, we share our stuff into craft groups and we share our pages all over the place. That is not working smartly. So stop it. Of course, you can share within your communities, but they're the same as you. They're trying to make money too. And yes, you will find people who wants to buy your stuff because they are customers, but they're not your ideal customers. So you need to find your ideal ones, okay? And we'll work on that on another day. We all know that we need to communicate. We all need to know that we need to be consistent. So consistent, persistent action is what I live by. And a lot of people say to me, how do you do all this stuff? Because I'm driven, I know my goal, and you need to think about this as well. Why you're doing this. I want a new website for Heartizam. That's what I want. Cuddle beds, I want a new house. So that needs to be in your vision, in your mission, and the focus. I mean, yeah, we all want to improve our kids' lives. That's not niching down enough. That's not getting the actual thing that you want. You need an actual physical thing that you want that goes on the board. Obviously, all the other stuff is there. So there's a lot of things. This is for you to do along on branding strategies and a little help on slogans. I still work on mine, I do. And it changes. I'm still changing my slogan to move to the customers that I've got. I am the sleep expert, basically. But I'm changing with that because I'm growing my brand. So I'm not just about sleep. It's more about comfort. So I need to do a little bit work on mine because I haven't revisited. I'm just busy all the time. So I could do this with you. We could come up with our slogans. If you've already got one, that's brilliant. It tells you an action here of how to do it. So we all know, Nike just do it. Tesco's every little helps. Blah, blah, blah. So here's a bit on how you can have your social media strategy. You will get the planner. I really, really want you to really look at this because if you don't know your plan, you don't know your goal, and you don't have a strategy, then how are you going to go forward? Because everyone says, oh, I'm winging it. Yeah, we all wing it, but you still need the basics, okay? You still need this written down, even if it's on a phone, if it's written on a piece of paper, written in a notebook, give yourself a little voice note, anything. Do it, okay? Then there's stuff on here about how you can automate. Now, this is the stuff that might be changed. At this time, bear in mind this was a year ago, there are 50 million business pages on Facebook. 50 million. And it tells you a little bit about being smart. I'm sure you all know that. The algorithms will have definitely changed from a year ago. However, the background information is all the same, but instead of lives being the most shared thing by Facebook, I think it's stories now. I think it's very close because Facebook loves a live. It loves a 20-minute live and it loves people interacting in the comments. So people that are chatting within the comments like you are now, and then I'll go back and say, I won't do it because this is a training group, but if this was a group and I go back and say, thank you for watch my video, what you up to today, and you have that comment. There's a man called Ed who I used to have a lot to do with, not so much now because we've both grown. Used to call it a party in the comments, and that's so true. Facebook will see that. So yeah, make sure you do the work on your Facebook page if Facebook is the one that you generally use. You should all know this stuff. The next lot of stuff is all about meaningful interactions, a bit more about social media planning. This is the best times. I think this is probably changed. I did a lot of work on this last year, but because we've all gone online, that's all going to go a little bit tits up, I think, because there's homeschooling, there's lockdown, but this is what it was, and you can find this yourself. So when you're posting on your page, and you should be posting every single day, and in your groups, you can't be doing it, once a week. It's like showing up at work once a week. You wouldn't, if you're a full-time job or if you have a job and you're doing your business, it isn't what you do, So you need to be there and you need to be present and you need to be doing it all the time. There's things that can help you with that, which is on here. There's Buffer and Twitter. There's a Twitter one. Is it Tweet something? I generally connect my Facebook and my Instagram. I use Facebook using hashtags. On Facebook, the new thing now, which probably isn't on here, you need hashtags. They used to be just a search engine facility. And Facebook is a big search engine if you think about it. But now they're used. They are used to connect with Instagram, and they're used by Facebook to show you, I don't know if you've seen it, it actually gives you a recommendation. So if you use this hashtag, do you want to go? It says something like, in my mind, it will be briefer than this. Do you want to go and check out the rest of these? So Facebook is turning into, well, they want to be everything, don't they? They want to be Cam Live. They want to do everything. So they are giving you things that will help you with that. Amy said, and I've seen it on, but I use the laptop. But Amy was saying the other day, if you don't know Amy, she's part of the Heartizan team, that now you can download your videos from lives, which is amazing. So you can upload them straight to Google. Google is not to Google, to YouTube, which is owned by Google, which all fits into your website, which is a whole nother training course. But they are changing all the time. If you see the things that Facebook are asking you to, like the question, ask a question, use them because they want you to, and they will give you more scoring points. So Facebook, I'll shut my door. I don't know if my dog's right there, but I can hear the birds, which is fine, but I can't concentrate with it in my ear. So it will say to you, if you've got a group, which is brilliant, groups are absolutely where you want to be. I did have one for cuddle beds, but it's quite tricky with products. You've got to get that right. It can be done. So if you're thinking about having a group, have a look at Poppy Clothing. So Poppy Clothing is obviously dresses and clothing, and they have a group, and it is awesome. I don't have time to do anything like that at the moment. I will do, but I don't really need to because I wholesale and do all that, so I'd rather continue my groups with Heartizan because it's what I love to do. But yeah, check out Poppy Clothing if you may have already heard of them. I've got a Sensory Mum group, and I will be bringing that back at some point. So it used to be that the Facebook pages was where you had to do all the work and get your customers and your sales. And I did. That's how I grew my business. I grew my business I beta tested through the, what's the groups called? The For Sale and Wanted. So I beta tested through there, and I still put some through there now. I put my masks through there. I sold absolutely thousands of them. And because your target audiences could well be in there. So when you do your work about how much they earn and where they hang out, what groups they earn, there's a lot of people that go on For Sale and Wanted. Yeah, so anyway, this gives you some timings. But I don't think they're going to be right now. We're in lockdown and COVID's happened. So that's your strategy. That's the planning you're going to get. And that is Canva. So I will put this in a minute, and I want you to go through it at your leisure, the PDF at your leisure. And if you haven't used Canva before, it's very addictive. All my team are addicted to it. Now I need to try and get you back. Let me see if I can get you back. That's my kids. Yay, I'm back. Right, I'm going to have a look through, and if you've got any questions, that's fine. What I'm going to do differently for a lot of courses is I'm going to do a Zoom. So if you've got any questions, it'll just be a half an hour Zoom at 9 o'clock at night. So if you think 9 in the morning, 9 o'clock at night, if you don't make it, it's absolutely fine. I'm using it as we speak. What, Canva? Love it. Oh, I love Canva. I love it. I'm going to go through my notes and make sure, but it's a lot. Okay, so today's information is a lot. So it's all the planning side. Okay, so it's finding your customers, where it all is, getting your goals, doing all that stuff. It's a lot, but please don't let that overwhelm you, because most people do all that as they go. Do you know what I mean? It's just thinking about it. You're going to have a lot of these in position. You've already done a lot of these things, but it's about reviewing it and looking at it and writing your plan. I really, really want you to write your plan. Okay, if you do nothing else this week, get your plan going. It's January, we need to be planning. A lot of people are already planning Mother's Day, Valentine's Day. If you're, you have to be 3 months in advance. You definitely do. Let me see. Okay. Just going to go find Joe. Make sure I haven't missed anything. Turn myself down. It's horrible when you hear yourself back. Which goes, actually, let's have a quick talk. Who goes live? Who goes live in here? Tell me in the comments who goes live, because if you're not going live, you need to. You need to get out of your own way. That sounds a little bit harsh. I don't care what it look like, and jump on live. If you want to practice in here, do it, because storytelling is a huge part. I'm not going to go into storytelling. But it's a huge part of what you do and how you connect with your audience. And once you've got all these plans in place, you've got to start storytelling. I can't remember if there's a module on it or not. There might be. Can't remember. Why don't you go live on your page or your profile? Why? Why? You should do the every now and again. Yes, you should be doing it in your groups, absolutely, because that's where your audience is connecting. However, if I pop on and do a live on my profile, which isn't very often these days, but I used to, and on my page all the time, and you're showing off your tangible products. So if I'm selling a book, we do this on Heartizan. So we show this product live. People buy it like that, and you put the links in. People buy it. That's an absolutely guaranteed way of, easy way of showing people what it is. And so emails are coming up. This is why I need to put my phone down. It's a guaranteed way. Who does it? The pearl parties. So the pearl parties, they used to do it a lot, didn't they? Used to see people opening up the oysters and selling off all the jewellery and the pearls in it. And we've tried and tested this Heartizan. So we go live and say, this is blah, 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 links in the comments. It's a good way of selling, but also connecting to your audiences as well. If you just go on and say a little bit like, my name's Chrissy, and God, I'm finding homeschooling really bloody hard. I also suggest you open a YouTube account and doing a bit of behind the scenes, but we'll talk about that. This is a lot of work. I'm giving you a little snapshot of what I've done in 5 years. So even if you revisit this in a year's time and you just do little bits on your way or you whatever, it's worth having it. This is, if I had this course, I did have coaches, but if I had this course where I could reference back, I've still got 2 coaches now. It saved me a lot of time, and I'd know what I was doing a lot easier and have the support like this. That's what I'm here to help you. I'm building up to it until last week. I refused even to video call. See, that's the first thing. Now, you jumped on the other day. You were on my cuppa. So I do a cuppa with all the 3 groups. I used to do them separately, but now I've joined them into one. So on a Monday, I'll go live in... Can you see all these orders are coming through on my phone? I don't want to see the orders. That's the cuddle bed one. So that's a really good point of how to start it, Kelly. If you don't have to go live. I'm not saying you have to go live, but it helps you. And it's not just helping your building up your relationships. It's also helping you with confidence. Okay, so let me just tell you a little bit about confidence before I go and leave you and put all this stuff in there for you and give you your task. So I was really, really shy. I used to blush and colour up before I was fine out in the community because that was my own little bubble. But when I was on the wards, we was in a psychiatric intensive care locked ward. It was very highly stressful. The patients were at the severest, so they're medicated. They kick off. They'd think you were, I don't know, God, or someone that was trying to kill them, and we'd all get hurt. We'd all had an amazing team, but I've been to the A&E with a bite and all sorts of stuff, So I was fine with that bit, but the minute we had to hand over and the doctors would come in, I had no confidence whatsoever. So when we met in the evenings, I didn't want to go. Do you know what I mean? But I used to go and I got over that eventually. But I was very, very shy and very not very confident at all. And it started with live. So I did a course with somebody called Stacey Sargent and Shaw. I think she's just stationed Stacey Shaw now, isn't she? She's over in Australia. And I really wanted to grow my business, and I knew it was a good business, and I beta tested it through the groups, through the for sale and wanted groups, and then I won the awards. There's a thing on awards. There's definitely a thing on Twitter in the awards which you need, so I'm not going to touch on that now. Did all that, and I was like, I need to be able to do this because I have a lot in my story. I need to check if I've got one on storytelling. I don't think it's just storytelling, but I will get it in there because storytelling isn't my story of, it starts with it, isn't my story of what happened to me. You continually storytell. So if you were at school, think of the person that exaggerated a little bit, stretched the truth, or was a bit of an attention seeker. That's what you want to do. This is exactly what you want to do. So you want to get people's attention, and you can make stories of every daily thing you do. So I can now make a story of this. Okay? So confidence, I bought a paid group. And a paid course. A bit like this. So a couple of £100, I think, at the time. It then went up to a lot of money. So the coaches, Danny, you can start off with your beta ones and then charge a lot of money because it's what people buy. People buy it. And it was all about what to do. So I had to go straight on the pages. We had to go on our personal profiles. And the first one was straight on the page to tell who you were. And I remember doing it in the car, and it was awful. And I did one with the kids. But one of those got me into Forbes. Okay, so I was my third live or fourth live. I was picking up Amber from my daughter from a guide camp. She'd used her cuddle bed. They were sat on a gate behind a beautiful backdrop in the Cotswolds. And I did a competition, and it got into Forbes. So confidence and storytelling is confidence and live. Is the first thing if you haven't done them, to have a think about it, right? Just have a think about it. And if you want to go and have a group, like I said, it's harder for product based, but it can be done. Then you're going to need to go live. You are going to need to go live because Facebook wants you to. The group is where you'll do your selling. Like I said, the page has changed a bit more now. You still need to have your stuff in there, right? You still need to have your links in there. You still need to... People scroll. So, especially more that we're online now. God, the online space has got massively noisy over the 5 years since, obviously, COVID and stuff. But it was when we started anyway. So people will be, scrolling through. Facebook, you need to think about... audiences on Facebook because it's not the younger ones. Sort of our age. If you're selling to the younger ones, you need to be somewhere else. But everybody should have a Facebook page because, like I said, it's a big search engine. So I think that's enough information now, isn't it? I'm going to look through the comments and tell you your task. Okay. I wonder if I can... No, I can't see everybody. There's, I think there's 3 of you that I don't know on there. Okay. No. Okay. I need to get my contact lenses in. It's my age, I get rather warm. My age and my illnesses. I need a fan even at winter. Okay. I just need to check that I have answered everything, and then I'm going to give you your task. You can see it all fine. Brilliant. It's a bit late now, isn't it? Sue loves Canva. I'm pretty sure that Sue's an author as well. Check her out. She, if you want to go into having some passive income, which I'm not touching on this course. Like I said, we could fill so much, but we're going to do a monthly. We will do a passive income one. She has used Canva, done her notebooks and her book. I should have brought it in, Sue. I will bring it in. I will touch on passive income. We get it in, but it will be very small. Yours is physical book lovers. Wonderful. Mostly women. Yeah. Then you need to find out where they are. So if they are in Facebook land, what groups they're hanging out, or if they're on Instagram. They may not be in social media at all, so you might need to find them somewhere else. In your strategy as well, talking about strategies, you need to find out where you can remarket. So if you haven't got an email account, set one up. I know who they are now. Before 2020, I thought I did. I really didn't. Yeah, lots of people do think they are, but you need to do the work to do it. I think that's Danny. I was speaking to anyone and everyone. And that's what we do. That's what we do. That's when I was talking about crafters are generally in all these craft groups, and I call it spamming. And you see everyone sharing all their pages, all their products, bam, 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 in these craft and more craft, where there's thousands of people in. But no one comments on it, or very rarely comments it. I know the After Dark one's quite funny. A lot of people do on that. But unless you're actually attracting people's attention, those big groups are a waste of time. And they're not in there. There are other crafters if you make products for crafters. Yeah, we're all different. But it's how to attract them. So what I'm trying to say is if you're sharing your stuff into the craft groups, people are only in there to share. So it's very unlikely that they're going to see your stuff. So you need to find them somewhere else, which probably would do about communicating and networking. So I'm obviously a MIB leader as well. So the communication and networking type thing would be the best place, Tanya, not in the craft groups. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, absolutely. So groups for resin molds and making, there is so many groups, not the huge big ones, craft and all that one, but there is groups that are for resin. So that's the place you want to go in there and you start communicating. You don't go in there and say, this is my stuff, this is my links. You start making up the relationships like you already have, Tanya, with MIB and Artisan and, all the other places that you're making these connections with. That's fine because that is your target audience. So that's why you've got to do the work. And then you can find the resin groups and do it that way. You do want a cure for AHC. Absolutely. My slogan is may contain rainbows. So what is that telling people, Tanya? I know that's your slogan. And that's probably more about you, I'd say. Well, obviously is, because that's your brand. But have a think about what that is to the customer. This is going to be hard, okay? So there's going to be stuff. I had to change all of mine when I up-leveled. So I was snuggle beds and I had a different thing. And I think it was creating something else. It was something completely different to what I'm doing now. But it's hard. It's hard to get into the nitty-gritty and think, right, what am I actually telling my customers? Making gifts, creating smiles, absolutely says it does on the tin. I have got to go. She's got a network meeting, absolutely fine. I'm not sure who this one is. It could be Danny. I love that feature as I can repurchase content. Repurpose probably. I'm using it while we speak. That's probably Canva. I do lives. I've read that bit before. I'm building up to it. I've read that bit. You're going, yes, it starts having a chat. I didn't realise how much we had in common. Is that you, Danny? Is that you? They are in book clubs, but it's tricky to get my products in there. Need to find a crafty way that's not advertising. Absolutely. That's what it is communication. So you're doing it anyway. You're doing this anyway, Tanya. So, but there is things that you can find, absolutely, that people have a group. There is online book clubs that got them going on, isn't there? So join some of those. I can't get my head into individual ones just now, but I will. I'm going to do this. This is what you're going to get because you've got a small group. So I can actually put my head into your business. You do everything, and it is harder for you. However, you've still got to think what that is. Maybe you need to have another slogan or another part of your branding and that goes with it. It is very hard what you do, absolutely, and you are selling you, but for someone who's scrolling and who doesn't know you, but perhaps it might be different for you, Tanya. I'm going to think about you, and I've said this before, you've got to market yourself. That probably means you're going to have to be more visible. Because if people scrolling through and seeing your stuff, and do you know what I mean? You're just probably going to have to be more visible. How many? Yes, you have. There you go. There you go. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You don't need to change anything, but you just need to find where you need to be. I think I've caught up on all the comments. Let me know if that will make sense. I do struggle with trying to make sense. I need to clean up my kitchen. I can state of it. I was doing all this yesterday, so I'm going to have a clean now. I'm going to put the link to this in here. I'm going to put some posts in here about you sharing your best social... Oh, the task! Yeah, I'm going to go through my notes in a minute, don't worry. Your best social media platform that you use. It could be YouTube, Pinterest, any of them. Any of them, I want to see it. And I'm going to review it through the week. I'm just going to go through... You do have a little task. Really, really easy. Okay, let me show. So DMO, you're going to get a PDF on. You're going to get your business plan. It will be coming through the day because I have bits and pieces I've got to do. I'm going to review your page, think about your avatar. Your actions are all on the thing that I'm going to give you in a moment. Talking about where your placement. I don't know why I have to see this out loud, but I do. I have to say this out loud. Most people read in their head. I don't. Think about your email account. You can also track. That's the other thing that's on there that I think I missed. Track where they are. Track where you're getting your comments from. If you've got a website, look at your insights and your traffic and see where, on my WordPress one, it will tell me exactly what country you're in, what device they're using, what time of the day, where they come from. You need all that information. You don't need to do a big thing on it. But if you've got one of your notebooks, just write down. It's part of your strategy. The other thing was... That's it, apart from your task. I've covered everything. Oh, Dragon's Den, I wrote down here. Dragon's Den. I've been to Dragon's Den twice now. I've had 2 interviews. And this started with the lives and the confidence. It's the first time I went to Dragon's Den. This is going to be a bit out of context if you're reading it, if you're watching it, but it doesn't matter. Gave me the confidence to go and do two auditions in there, and they're still telling me come back. And I did the Dragoness's Den and won that too. So that's all about confidence and lives. Okay. Did I say networking and communicating and connecting? Be an expert in your field and going out there and finding some guest speakers. The best place for that is MIB. Mums International. I know we have, like I said, a couple of leaders in here. The best place for that is get into some of the groups. In fact, I joined quite a few of the groups because they're always looking for people to go live. Collaborating, all that way is do it over there. It's awesome. And the task for today to win the book, really, really quick one, is to... Oh, face ache. I haven't heard that for ages. Facebook and Instagram at the moment for business have linked them. Brilliant. That's awesome. Yeah. And for the first time ever, you'll find such a difference with that, Kelly. It's just habits. And Leona's doing a 30-day habit course. It's free, isn't it? I haven't managed to get on that one, but because of everything I've got going on. But I'm really good with my habits, so I plan to schedule my life completely. And you should, when I put the PDF in for the DMO, that will help you with that even more. You need a Twitter account. You need to set up a Twitter account. We're going to be doing that because you need to become an award-winning business. It's part of the ultimate plan. But show me one of those. Facebook is my baby. I know pretty much quite a lot. Now I'm going to step into my power. Boom. I am an expert in Facebook. There you go. Said it out loud, putting it out there. Okay, so your task is to take a picture or do a reel, or we stick with the picture and go into your stories, and you're going to tag me in it. So tag Hartizan, #Hartizan, and I want to see your bestseller. And I know that might be a bit, you may have lots of different, especially Tanya, when you do lots of different things. That may be a bit more difficult. But pick your either bestseller or your signature. One or the other. And we're going to put that on your stories. You should be doing your stories like all the time. I do it every time when you're scheduling and stuff, stick out a story. When you're on the phone to your mate or whatever, stick out a story. The stories are things that are connecting you. It doesn't matter what you say on them. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It can be anything. If you take a product photo, if you take a picture of your kids, your dog, your work, your laptop, I want you to get in the habit of doing the stories. So I'm just going to pick one at random. Whoever does their story, I'll pick one at random. Put it in the... Can you share it into this group? I don't know, but the photo you can. So just pop it in so I know you've done it. Hashtag Heartisan. Or at Heartisan, not hashtag Heartisan. Let's go for... I'm going to put a post in here what you need to do today as well. At Heartisan. Hashtag helping you grow. There you go. All right, let's do that. I will put a post up now and get all your bits in there. It is a lot of information. Like I said, don't be overwhelmed. There is plenty of time. Have a good day. I'll see you tonight for some questions if you've got it. I'm just going to hang out here for half an hour. Could share a link or screenshot to it. There you go. Oh, yeah. Just screenshot it. That makes sense. Thank you. Whoever that is. Is that Danny? Okay, have a good day, everyone. And I'll see you tonight at 9. Take care. Bye.